Hey there, mystical souls. So glad that you are with me and joining me tonight. I am going to be offering astrology consultations for check out the PayPal link there, and it's a $40. Make sure that you give your exact date, time, and birth location. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Patricia Tate. I'm a traditional evolutionary and Western astrologer, and I invite you to come and join and like and subscribe to the channel so you get updates as soon as they're released. For those of you who are there to regulars, heartfelt thank you for coming out and continued support. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you are looking for more in-depth and personal consultations, you can schedule a one-on-one at my website, willowgracemystik.com, and there's a link down below in the section. You can also sign up for my emails, and I'm also offering 12 days of mystical giving. That's on the website. I'll see if I can make sure that that is also added to a link down below. You can check out my Patreon. I am excited because next Tuesday I am going to be discussing star seeds, and I have a guest speaker who's going to be on. So for those of you who are new here, if you're ready for more in-depth information, my Patreon community, I offer 3 different tiers. I absolutely love it. You get early releases. We have Zoom sessions where we can unmute and see each other, and it's a great time to catch up with each other. So thank you all for joining me. All right, so let me see who is in the queue. Hey, Nico. It says good evening, so I'm really hoping that you're here, and I'm so glad that everything resonates with you. All right, I want to talk about this week, because this week is kind of we're like in this transition here. So I want to circle a couple things and be able to explain it to you. We have the Sun and Mercury coming together. They're going to be forming a cazimi. And we have the opposition, and opposition is when one opposes the other. And so this is in what they call as a mutual reception, because Jupiter is at home in Sagittarius and Mercury is at home in Gemini. So these two opposites would rather trade places with each other, and it's about, I'm here, how can I make the best of this? The square comes, and they call this a T-square. Hopefully you can see it, with these two are opposing each other, and the giveaway, the breakaway, comes with Saturn in Pisces. So let me break it down a little bit more for you. So we have Jupiter in Gemini, currently retrograde. Jupiter in Gemini scatters our thoughts. It's about our ideas, thoughts, and communication, and it's in Gemini, multiple different directions. And so this week has been leading up to this. And so I have these ideas, and I want to amplify them. I want to make them bigger. Meanwhile, we have Mercury retrograde. I'm sure everybody's feeling it. Mercury is our thoughts, ideas, our communication, our travel, and it is currently going backwards, saying stop, slow down, pause. Let's look at things, and what are we missing here? The giveaway is with Saturn in Pisces. And so Saturn demands that we slow down and we confront our limitations and we refine our plans within reality. So there's this T-square between optimism and discipline. It's saying you need to adapt, you need to slow down, you need to revise, you need to clarify your goals, you need to find a balance between what you dream of achieving and what truly can be realistic that you can build. Now, this energy is building, it'll maximize today, and then what's going to be as a result is the Sun and Mercury will be at the same degrees tomorrow. They call this a cazimi. It means it's in the heart of the Sun, and it's like, yes, I got the idea. I now know what I have to do. I have to go back, I have to rethink, I have to revise. A cazimi is this aha moment. It's a solution to. It's about old mental patterns or limiting beliefs that are buried away. The Sun now transforms the light, making space for like new insights, new ideas, a deeper understanding of what is your purpose. It's about authentic expression. It's the universe saying, I'm going to give you this difficulty because I want to see if it's really worth it to you. And it's about, this is a path forward, but you have to work at it. It's not going to come easy. Now, what's going to be the following day on the 6th is the Mars is finally going to be stationing retrograde. Everybody's been feeling this. Mars is about passion, desire, aggression, and initiative. Mars in Leo is the person. It's us. It's what I'm passionate about. My inner child. It's it's the me, and let's play. And so with the sharper focus now coming into where we're supposed to be going, Mars is then going to say, now I need to go back over these areas. There's this interplay of tension, resolution, that can give us growth, but it's about navigating the challenges in order to get you there. How do you stay grounded with Saturn? Remember, the breakaway is Saturn. It's saying that you have to stay grounded. That Pisces is, what are we dreaming? And it's reflecting on what the universe is revealing to you. And so it's one step at a time. And Mars is saying you might have to step backwards. There might have to be some things that we have to cut, sever, or remove in order to make all of this actionable as we move forward. And so we have a lot going on. All right, so let me see who I have first in the queue. And thank you for waiting. There we go. And let me pull up your chart. All right. Thanks, Hannah, for waiting. There we go. All right, Hannah. So let's talk about this. So first off, your chart ruler is Gemini, so we know that you are ruled by Mercury. Everywhere Mercury goes, it affects not only you, but it affects your home, because Mercury rules over Gemini, it rules over Virgo. So we know that whenever Mercury stations retrograde, you feel it not only within, but you also feel it within the foundation of having to go back over some things, wanting to redo, rethink, revise. This has to do with contracts, negotiations. Okay, so let me just circle the T-square. So we have you focusing on your Saturn return. This is your first Saturn return, and so it's almost to the exact degree. You've actually gone past it by 1 degree, so I'm sure that you're feeling the pressure right now. I know that you were talking about finishing this, retaking or finishing an exam that's going to be going on this week, or actually, I'm sorry, the notes say next week. And so Jupiter's in your first house, wanting to expand some things. It is stationed retrograde, meaning you are going within. You are trying to do multitasking of things like self-improvement. These are personal goals that you're working on for yourself. Mercury being in your 7th house of partnership revolves around topics. The 7th house is the +1. So this is with clients, consultations, agreements, negotiations, compromises, partnerships, best friends, significant others. And so there's this push-pull between what do I want and what does everybody else want? How can I be in both of these places at one time? The giveaway, the square, is with Saturn at the top of your chart. This being your first Saturn return is you finishing up something for school, something for work. So we know that you taking this test that's going to be in the next couple of weeks here, I like that it'll be after Mercury retrograde, and so it'll be, you said it was going to be after the full moon, so like illuminating some things, and then it'll be after Mercury stations direct. So this is a really great time to go back and review your notes, review, like going back over everything. And because Mercury is the ruler of your home, it's like you staying at home during the holidays. How can I get all these things done and still enjoy myself, especially near the holidays, which I know you'll be happy once it's completely done. I do want to talk about Mars. Now, Mars is going to be stationing retrograde. The importance with Mars here is it's in a harmonious aspect to your ascendant. When it moves, when it stations retrograde on Friday, this is you finally coming up with the words, the thoughts, the ideas, the way that you're communicating. The third house is how we communicate, who we communicate with, neighbors, siblings, cousins, like people in our general vicinity, people that we communicate with often. And so you coming up with the strategy, the right words to say, I need some time to myself, or am I making myself clear? It's taking your words and being concise with them to make sure that they're accurate. It's going to go, it'll come into a conjunction with Venus. This will be the second time, so this definitely has something to do with like love and beauty and money and things that you value. And so this second conjunction will be saying, you're right. These are some things that I can cut and remove from my life. And this could be people, places, and things, or this could be with technology or thoughts and ideas. Remember, the third house it's the connection that we have, the short distance travel. So this could be, I want to travel there. Maybe this is not exactly the right time. I need to do it a little bit later. What? Oh, I know that there was something else. Let's see. I'm going to check in the queue because I know you said you were going to join late, but you said you would either join late or watch it. Hey, Mups. So glad that you are here. Oh, Mupsy. I'm sending you big fat air hugs to you and my fuzzy little kitty friend. Love you're on board. Oh, 500 different things going on at one time. I'm telling you, I'm feeling it myself because I'm a Virgo rising. And so anybody who has a lot of Mercury in their chart, it's like here are the holidays and here we are trying to get done with everything, and there's things coming in from all different angles. And so yeah, everybody's kind of feeling it. Everybody's definitely feeling it. All right, there was one other question, Hannah, that you alluded to. Hey, Meech. Hello from where is that? Granada? Well, hello. I am in the United States currently and traveling and in the great state of Florida for about 4 more weeks, and then I'm onward westward. Hello, Theos. I'm a video go? Well, okay, I don't know what a video go is, but I'm glad that you are here. I'm glad everybody is here. All right, so, let's see. Oh, you're a Virgo rising. Oh my gosh, so you're feeling it. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling all of the things coming from all different sides, having to take some serious time. Even my dreams, I got woken up by a dream this morning of there's a friend of ours that has passed on, and giving me great advice, but I don't need it at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll take it at like 6 o'clock in the morning. But like, it's so weird I don't know how much you guys dream, but I dream a lot, and I always pay attention, especially if there's a message in it. So yeah, Mopsy, I know you're telling me. All right. You're a Virgo moon, Mercury in Virgo, and North Node too. Yep, that's a lot. And a Virgo moon means like the racing thoughts, the ideas, and your Mercury in Virgo. Yeah, that's OCD tendencies. I speak with love and kindness because I'm a Virgo rising, and I've got Pluto, and yeah, I've got a couple of things there. So it makes it rough. And all right, so Hannah, let's just let me talk about your Kazemi real quick. And okay, so there's going to be this Kazemi that's going to, remember, it's when it comes into the heart of the sun. And so your chart ruler is going to be conjunct with the sun, combining its energy with the sun. And so all of this frustration, whether it's through self-imposed or feeling it from other people, it's you saying tomorrow, all right, I have a plan. It's just going to be slow and steady. I have to backpedal. I have to backtrack. I've got this. This is going to, like, I can make these things happen. Yeah. All right. Oh, and also, Hannah, I have already released the first 4 signs for 2025. So if you want the year ahead, I know you had messaged me earlier about when is yours, but yours is definitely, yours was the third one. So you have been released. Check it out. All right. So let's see who is next in the queue. All right, and let me see who is in the queue. Oh, what can we expect in the upcoming days if we are breakthrough moment with multiple subjects? Everybody has Jupiter and Gemini going retrograde right now, and so it's like scattered energy for everybody. Everybody right now is feeling this crunch. We're going to have 2 crunchy times during the month of December. One is this first week, and then the second will be literally the last week, that right before Christmas. And it's about sandwiching in some of the good, but we have a building Jupiter square Saturn, and Jupiter stays in a sign for a year, and so Jupiter wants to expand, and when it expands, it expands good, bad, or ugly. And so when it's all good, it's really good. And then sometimes it expands too much, like too much food, our weight, but there's also blessings that come along with it. It's like too good of a time, or being seen, or too much of something. And so Jupiter right now is retrograde, and as the planets are activating it, either in square or trine, it can bring too much of something, and that's the tension point. And so on the 24th, it'll be exact, but we're going to be, it's going to be building. Currently Saturn's at 13 degrees and Jupiter's at 16, so we feel it. It's a tense point. Saturn is like constrict, bring it on in, and Jupiter's like trying to, like break out of their seams like the Hulk. And so we have this push pull between wanting it our way and Saturn saying, let's build some things that'll last. All right. Hey there, TB. How are you? 2 hands up. Hi. Aquarius Sun, Scorpio Ascendant, and Taurus Moon. Look, I love Aquarius energy. I love Scorpio energy. Scorpio Ascendant, we would get along really well, because Scorpios, people who have major Scorpio energy in their chart, are the ones who keep me on the straight and narrow as a protector, because if Scorpio is on your side, they are 100% on your side. My South Node and my Neptune are in Scorpio, so I don't always see my lessons coming, and all you got to do is have a good Scorpio friend or somebody with some serious placements of Scorpio, and they will remind you of the lessons that you've learned and how many times do you have to learn that lesson, and they just tell it straight. I love hearing it straight. I know. Mopsy, 4 planets in Gemini in your 8th. See, so 8th house is ruled by, and so that's why you and I, Mops, get along really well, because it's mutual. It's just tell it straight. Just tell it like it is. Yeah, my South Node is in there. Yep, a wheel on a boardwalk. Yes, it is. All right. Let me get to the next person. I appreciate you guys all being in the chat here. Let me see who is next in the queue. All righty. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. There we go. We have a lot of great things going on, but we've also got some crazy, wonky energy. All right. Okay, so let's see. So, Mr. Brandon, let's just say that you being an Aquarius rising, wherever we have Aquarius, Pluto has just stepped into your life for the next 20 years. And for you, this is all about your identity. It's who you are, it's what you bring to the world. This is like, I would say, like a vice grip on top of you saying, it's time to take all your wisdom and knowledge and now let's transform it. Let's reform it. I I don't look at any planet as all negative, or even the squares or the oppositions. I don't necessarily like them. They're there to push for change. They're there to push for evolution. And so Pluto in your first house is really going to say, take all of this energy, because Aquarius is ruled by air. It's thoughts, ideas, communication. It's wanting to belong to something bigger, but also wanting to keep autonomy. And so this is going to be a really, the next 20 years is you stepping into a role of evolving and growing and changing into the person that it's the person you were meant to be. Because Pluto in Aquarius is going to be a 20-year cycle, these will be gradual changes. This will be taking everything that you know and saying, let's refine it, let's bring it on in. You are going to be having, well, much later, a Pluto square, but that's going to be much later. We should not even talk about that. I do want to bring up, let's the T square. So we have Jupiter in your fifth house, wanting to say, let's play, let's go here, let's go do this. It could have something to do with children or your inner child, but this is about creative self-expression that is scattered. You doing multiple projects or multiple activities or multiple things all at one time. The opposition can be, it's time to start finishing some of these projects. There's this T square to Saturn. Remember that this square is going to be exact by Christmas Eve, by the 24th, but you're going to feel this building energy. The Sun and Mercury in your 11th house is really saying, these are my dreams, my hopes, my aspirations. These are my connections of people that I do fun things with, or it's people that I do activities with, or the 11th house is not just who I like hang out with for fun and pleasure. It's also my community at work. Like, it's group work, and it's also where I volunteer and I support at large. And so there's going to be, within the next, I would say tomorrow, this like epiphany of, I can do this and this will make my life a lot easier. Having Saturn in Pisces in your second house, this is really getting a handle on your budget, on your money, on your resources, on your skill set, refining your skill set. Remember that the T square is where it comes out of. And so it's, what are you doing with either a side gig or for the fun, the joy, the pleasure? Where are you finishing these projects so that you can move on to something else and possibly make money from this? Or can I use this as a skill set for work? Because having Saturn in your second house really brings, look, Pisces in the second house, money can just flow away. And so Saturn here wants to build a dam around it. And it's like, we need a strong foundation for our money, our resources, anything that we personally value. So it just doesn't wash away. We just don't lose it. I do want to bring up Mars, that's going to be stationing retrograde. Now, you had a Mars return when Mars was at 20 degrees in Gemini, and I believe that I spoke to you about that before. So now with Mars in your seventh house, the seventh house is the +1, business partners, significant others, clients, contracts, negotiations, any kind of work that you are doing, like that requires paper, pencil, computers, or with other people, clients. I'm going to add open enemies and exes in here because the seventh house is others, you with others. And so having Mars stationing retrograde starting on Friday, this literally cuts people, places, and things from our life. Or it says, I think I need a healthy boundary around this. So for the first part of December, or actually all of December, and then the beginning of January, Mars is going to be in your seventh house saying, we need to revamp this. Who has access to me? And you looking around at the people that are around you to say, who has access? Who do I give access to? Mars is the ruler of your third house of communication, and you using caution with your words to make sure that they're not biting, but that they are clear and concise with what you want to say. Say what you mean what you say. Let's see. I'm going to look in the queue. Let's see. What does Mars in the first house of Libra ascendant? Jameson, I'd kind of have to see the whole chart. Libra ascendant. So the eclipses were activating here. All right. So Brandon, I think I've answered all of the questions here. Let me skim around. Hey, Vera Tong. Hello, and I'm glad that this is your first time here. If you want to get in the queue, you just use that QR code, or there should be a link down below, and it's a $40 PayPal donation. And then basically, I skim around your chart and I tell you about everything that I see that is going on. All right. Well, thank you, Brandon. One little heads up, Brandon, that I know that I had talked about this with you like last month for the 2 weeks ago live. Venus being in the sign of Capricorn, Venus is going to be stationing retrograde at the beginning of next year, or actually, the spring of next year, in your third house of communication. So everything that you're doing right now with partnerships, clients, consultation, it's about using caution with your words, because Venus doesn't only stand for like falling in love with people. It is about bringing together people, places, and things. Venus wants to unite, and Venus is going to be stationing retrograde in a few months after Mars. And so you are setting up the stage of healthy boundaries. So when Venus stations retrograde, it will be I can dissect, I can take apart and redo contracts, negotiations, everything that has to do with third house topics, because you will be the one initiating it. It will be an Aries thing. All right, Brandon, I greatly appreciate you being here. Let me see who is next in the queue. Oops, yeah. I appreciate everybody waiting and hanging out here. Oh, for crying in a bucket. There we go. All right. So, Jay, let's take a little look here at what is going on with you. Oh, forgot to share it over. Let's see. All right, so you are a Sagittarius rising, and so your chart ruler is in your partnership sector, and this is the mutual reception here. Mercury rules over Gemini. And the chart ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter. So this is the mutual reception. For you as a Sagittarius rising, wherever Jupiter is, and it takes 12 years to make its way around the chart, it's important for you to be following. Now, having Jupiter in your seventh house can mean one of two things. The seventh house is you with other people. So it can be you with your friends and your partner and your best friend and significant other, clients, but and consultations and like contracts and all that. But Jupiter in your seventh house can also represent what is going on with your partner. And so we have this square going on between what you want, your Sun and Mercury in your first house, your identity, and things that you want to start, do, begin, who you are. And then the square comes with Saturn in your fourth house of home, needing to build this solid, firm foundation. Having water here usually means I want to live near water, or I need to have some kind of water near me, but it also means it dissolves, it removes boundaries of. And so this square can be something has to give here. Like, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to say that this is like almost on top of your Chiron, your wound. And so this square is activating a pain or a wound that you have been working on for most of your life. Every time, like Chiron is a wound that does not ever get healed. It's just an opportunity to activate it for our growth, our emotional, spiritual growth in this lifetime. And so this square is causing some tension about you, partnership, and home. And what can you do to build that, or to make that stronger and make that healthier for you? I want to talk about Pluto. You have Pluto literally just moving into your third house of communication. And so for you, this is learning how to communicate in different ways. Aquarius is, I can talk to anybody. I can talk to a CEO, a transient. I can talk to a business owner. I can talk like a child. Aquarius energy is out there. It's like electric. It's air. And so Pluto here is transforming all the different ways that you communicate and you talk and you share information. And it's also travel. The third house is taking a class, taking a workshop, learning, email, phone, text, Reddit, YouTube, TikTok. It's the information that you bring in and what you do with it. And so Pluto is going to totally transform the information that you take in, and how do you use it? And so is this AI? Is this another form of science and technology? You saying, how do I use this to my best of my ability? And let's take a look. I do want to talk about the Mars retrograde. So Mars, this is in a harmonious aspect. I color code all of the charts so that red is fire. So you notice that this is fire and this is fire. So we know it's a harmonious aspect of your sign. You are fire. And Mars wants to lead, cut, sever. It wants to go in first. And so in your ninth house is, I want to travel there. I want to connect with foreign people, places, and things, cross-cultural experiences, publishing, legal matters. Because it's stationing retrograde Friday, it's, I want to go back there, or I need to, it could be reviewing your notes, cutting through something, like cut through the red tape of something that could have to do with a legal matter or with travel plans, or like skipping one thing and moving on to another. Mars retrograde, it'll backtrack into your eighth house of shared resources in January. This is almost a trine, like a Mars trine Mars. So Mars takes 2 years to cycle around the chart. And so you started something when Mars was in Aries. And so, yay, that was great. And so now with Mars in Leo, it's challenging you and saying, it's still a great idea. I want you to travel. I want you to go there. I want you to experience this. But what has to be done in order to make those things successful? You want to travel abroad? Make sure that you have all your paperwork in line. You want to take that class or take that workshop or study or be the one who teaches. That's what that'll be what needs to be addressed of how can I pre-plan for this. It just cannot be let's just make this happen. And so it's in a harmonious aspect that's going to support it, but it's still going to be cut, sever, remove in order to get to where I want to be. Let me see if you are in the chat. Let's see. Mopsy, thank you. Thank you for being here. TB, 24 degrees Aquarius, 16 Scorpio. Recently, a relative took their life. I am so sorry. With the energy that's going to be going on this week, this is aggression and anger and I would say fights, wars, accidents, or actually people fighting, like aggressive driving behavior. Yeah, that it worries me. It actually worries me around the 6th and then leading up to the 24th with aggressive behavior. So it's about stand down, don't get involved in it. So I'm hoping all that makes sense. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. Appreciate y'all being here. Hey Alicia, thank you for waiting. Not sure if you are in the queue or if this is, oh my gosh, a Christmas baby. I appreciate your patience. I'm ruled by Mercury, and with it retrograde, I check, I triple check, I double check. Like, all right, Alicia, let's take a look. So let's see. Oh, Alicia, like this is a lot. This is a lot of Capricorn energy. Can we just talk about that for just a second before I move on to today's astrology? So you not only have your sun, who you are, Capricorn, slow, steady, pick a mountain. You have Uranus, like shock and surprise, and Neptune, like blur the lines, and faith and hope, and Venus, love and beauty, and let's bring people together, and Saturn, because Saturn absolutely loves there, and your North Node. So if we look at your North and South Node, I don't know if you believe in past lives, but if we were to look at this opposition here, okay, you didn't ask a question, so it kind of, I took it as free reign to just like roam around your chart and tell you what I see first. If we understand where we come from, we then can make better choices about where we're going. And we look to your past life being in the sign of Cancer, ruled by the moon. And so in the 11th house, you made some mistakes, because we always look at it in the negative light first, because that's what you came back here to fix. That in a past lifetime, feminine energy, hopes, wishes, and dreams and goals, and you got sidetracked by following somebody else's goals, by piggybacking onto there. Chiron is here, which means that somewhere around the age of 24, 25, 26, there was like this ultimate wound that happened that triggered a lot of things for you. In this lifetime, you're saying, oh, that will never happen again. I'm going to be slow and steady, and this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to manifest this. This is a lot of Capricorn energy. Let me tell you that the positive and the difficult to work with it. The positive, when you set it, it's golden. You want to make it there. Saturn is here, Venus is here. Let's make money at it. It's in your 5th house of children, creativity, taking a risk, calculated risks, slow and steady. Your sun being here. Like, if it's not useful, why do we even have this around? The difficult thing that comes with this much Capricorn energy is that sometimes when you're in partnerships or you're in relationships or you attach yourself to something like a goal, because Capricorn is the sea goat. Dive to the bottom of the deepest of the seas, and I can make it to the top of the mountain with the least amount of air. Like, both of those extremes are going to be you. The difficulty that comes with this is sometimes you might pick things that you should bail on. And so how do you use your feelings, your intuition, and your emotions, because that didn't do well in a past lifetime, and you have to use it in this lifetime to balance out the mistakes that we've made. I'm hoping all of that makes sense, because having a south node in Cancer makes you very intuitive, makes you most likely intuitive, psychic, and in tune to your dreams. And yeah. All right, so let's pull up where you are today. And like, what is going on in your life. And first off, I should have said thank you. Thank you for trusting me, because I really believe that our astrology is sacred. And like, when you share it with somebody, you give it to somebody, and then they're actually able to like dive in and say, hey, I see what's going on in your life. All right. So, okay. This is the square that I was talking about. So let's start with the bottom of your chart. You have the Sun and Mercury in Sagittarius. Sagittarius at the bottom of your chart in your fourth house basically means you need big, wide open spaces, or the more the merrier, or like open room concept, or you need to live in a space that has space, not like claustrophobic, like to go and travel, to go and experience. Having Jupiter in Gemini at the top of your chart, you're a Virgo rising. So since May of this last year, Jupiter has been at the top of your chart, totally illuminating your job, your career, your responsibilities. People have been seeing you. This expands your career options. And so Jupiter here is two different jobs. It's this scattered energy. Currently it's retrograde and it's going back over some things. And so, how do I create this home life? What should I do for my career? Can I finish this job? What about creating stability here? And then comes the square to Saturn. You have Saturn in Pisces. Saturn in your seventh house is the breakaway point, the point that it's partnership, and it's needing to have healthy, stable, reliable partners in your life, either as clients or for a consultation, best friends, significant others. The seventh house is also signing contracts and documents. And so whatever is going on between your home and your career, the area of your life that you need to focus on is going to be Saturn in the seventh house. If there's documents to sign, are you looking, rechecking, double checking? Because it's in a square. Like, there's something that's going on at home. There's something that's going on with your personal responsibilities, or people putting these responsibilities on you. Now, tomorrow, the Sun and Mercury down here are going to form a cazimi, meaning there's going to be the merging of this energy of, okay, if I do this, this is what can come from it. It's not like you are released from the lesson. It gives you a way out, an idea of how I can work with the difficult energy. Wherever we have Saturn, Saturn says, look, do it and do it right. You are completely comfortable with Saturn. You've got a lot of it in your life. Usually people with this much Saturn or Capricorn energy, they do better later in life than earlier in life, because life just kind of hits you hard with it's like, and do it again, and do it again, and do it again. And when you finally do it right, instead of getting the attaboy, it's like, there you go, that's what I expected. Now let's move on. And so you've got a lot of that energy, and the square is going to come from something that has to do with partnerships. I do want to talk to you about later on in the month, because this energy is building. The Jupiter Saturn square, there's going to be, squares are tension points. It's this is all math. Astrology is like, this is a 90-degree angle. And so there's two areas of your life that there's a lot of friction coming at, and that's something that has to do with other people, and then something that has to do with you, a goal, something that you want to do for a career, a job, your responsibilities. And there's this friction point, something has to be changed. And so it's, how can you get creative with the solution to change? Because it's going to continue to build. The Jupiter square Saturn is going to actually manifest itself all the way up to Christmas Eve, and then it will slowly wane. And yeah. Okay, so, and because Mercury is your chart ruler, and your Mercury, you were born, okay, I'm going to circle it so you can like see it right there. You were born with Mercury in retrograde. Mercury retrograde, for a lot of people, it causes a lot of chaos. It causes a lot of hiccups in their life. Being born with Mercury in retrograde, and yours is at the 29th degree. The 29th degree is considered to be an anaretic degree, meaning it's like a final exam lifetime. You've already done this. You've already done this portion. And so being born with Mercury in retrograde, it means that when Mercury stations retrograde, it's not always difficult for you. Sometimes that's when the aha moments come to you, and you can speed through, go back and finish a lot of things that were on the back burner. People with being born with Mercury in retrograde, it's not as difficult than with other people who were not born with Mercury stationed retrograde. Let me take a little look around and see if there's anything else I wanted to share. Or so sorry. Tarot Destroyer. Seriously. Okay. Alicia, not quite sure if you are in the chat right now or if you are understanding all of this. I'm going to talk about one more thing. Mars. Mars is in Leo in your 12th house. Mars wants to cut, sever, remove. So I want you to think of, I'm going to give you a visual. Mars is the warrior. It's you with a shield and a sword in your 12th house. Dreams, intuition, psychic ability, fears, karma. When Mars is stationed retrograde in your 12th house, it's the ability to go back and say, that is what somebody else put upon me. I want to cut and remove that. I want to stop that broken record. I no longer want to have to deal with that, or I'm no longer going to listen to it. Having Mars stationed retrograde in your 12th house gives you the opportunity to go back and cut away karma that's been passed down from one generation to another, or from one family member, like if you're carrying the burden of, and it just gives you this, it's a healthy way to say, I finally get it, I understand it. Sometimes it comes through counseling, through meditation, and sometimes it's through dream work. Sometimes like it's through past life regressions or the Akashic records or astrology reading or tarot reading. It's getting the information and saying, I now get this. I now get it, and I have control over what goes on, and so I can sever and remove this. All right. Hey, Mops. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, right. This gal, Alicia, she's got some good things going on here. Okay. Well, anything else that I want to look at? All right. I don't see anything else in here that like strikes me as major. Let's see. That just is a lot of Capricorn energy. Like that really is energy of solid, stable, like build something over time and create this lasting legacy. And your lasting legacy will come later in life, which it's absolutely beautiful. And now that you've got Pluto for the next 20 years in your 6th house, I like this for you because it'll be about transforming your mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being, and your day-to-day practices of how do I care for myself and how do I nurture and care for others. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. I appreciate y'all being here. All right, I think I have one more person left in the queue, and then after this, if nobody else signs up, then I'm gonna wish everybody a like a happy evening. And I appreciate y'all switching from Tuesday night to Wednesday night. It was a, there we go. I try not to do that. There we go. All right, Bree, thanks for being here. So, Bree, let's take a look. Hey, thanks for liking my hair. My daughter got married and I had my hair long for like 2.5, 3 years, like growing it because she had like a Renaissance theme. And then full moon right afterwards, full moon, me, and a pair of scissors. It was crazy. Yeah. Oh, Mother Nature, you are Alicia. You've been working on this with your Saturn return. I know it's been a rough lesson. Look, because you have so much Capricorn energy, life for you is just more dry. It's more slow and steady. And so, yeah, it has been a rough lesson, but the greatness that's going to come from it, you're going to have, I like the idea that you have Mars in your 12th house. So I'm a Virgo rising also. And so I'm looking at having Mars go through my 12th house as an opportunity to say, I need to stop the things that people have said to me, you know, not worthy, can't cook, can't do this. Like there's a lot of things that have been said to me. And so I'm looking at these and saying, that's what they thought. I can do whatever I want. And so I am cutting that away from my life. I am freeing myself from it. I am liberating myself from it. Think of Mars as the warrior. Remember when I said that you're the warrior and you have this shield and a sword? When Mars is retrograde, Mars wants to cut and sever. And so if you don't give it something to cut and sever, think of Mars retrograde as a 2-year-old with a sharp knife throwing a tantrum. They just willy-nilly want to just cut and, you know, like, ah. And so if you say, this is what I'm willing to remove, this is what I'm willing to cut away, this is what needs to be done, it makes the cutting, the severing, the removing easier because you own it. And I believe that you can own absolutely every bit of your chart. You know, like you just use it for your own benefit, not for the universe is guiding you, saying this is where your best bet is to do this. And then Mars is going to station retrograde in your 11th house. After you get rid of those fears, Mars is going to go back into your 11th house, which is your dreams, your goals, your networks. So you literally are going to be saying, this is where I want to go. This is what I want to do when it stations direct. And so it'll be crystal clear of Mars is literally removing a lot of people, places, and things from your path. And some of those are fears. And some of those are going to be healthy boundaries. With your 11th house will be getting rid of like social network. Like I no longer want to belong to this group. I no longer want to do this. Or I want to be in charge of this group. Or I don't resonate with this. And so you owning all that, take control over your destiny. So use the transits to your benefit. All right. So let's talk, Bree. I greatly appreciate you being here. Bree, I'm excited because you are coming up on a Mars return, but the Mars return isn't going to happen until after Mars stations retrograde. So you have a lot of things that you are working on right now with shared resources. I know that you asked me questions about your money, your resources, your investments, and this can be included with people, places, and things. And so your Mars is opposing your sun, your moon, and then like this is a nice um, a nice conjunction here of sun and moon and Mercury, all in your second house of your money, your resources, your cash, your property. Having um, Mars opposite of this, Mars is going to ask you to step back and say, I need to look at my money, my resources. I need to look at my bills, basically, because Pluto has just entered into your second house, and this is getting creative. What do I really value? People, places, and things. And so what can I get for this value? Do I value the trip? Do I value furniture? Do I value like my skill set, taking a class or workshop? You deciding what's the most important thing that you value. Because you have Mars in your 8th house, I'm going to remind you to look at your combined assets that you have with a partner. This can be a life partner. This can be a business partner. This can also be, where are your investments to make sure that you're getting the biggest bang for your buck. Having Mars stationing retrograde here will have you going back over your combined resources, saying this needs to change. Like I can do better than what I am doing here. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you, and I greatly appreciate this. All right. All right. See you, Bree. Thanks for showing up tonight. Let's see who is next in the queue. Glampo. All right. Oh, Coco. I like that name. I like it a lot. All right, so let me see. All right, Coco. Let's see here. Oh. Can I say happy birthday soon? I love that. All right. 15. Alrighty. Oh, okay, first I just want to share your chart with just a second. All right, Coco's World. Can we just, like, I'm going to draw some lines here because I want you to see what you were born with. This is a beautiful kite. Okay, so here we have this trine. And then you've got, like, you just have a lot of, like, do you see where it's all connected? Here, 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 and here. So this is a kite. It's unique to you in your chart. Not a lot of people have them. I absolutely love this. So basically, we look to the bottom of the kite of where are things coming from. And so for you, for crying out loud, I can't get my button to work here. Hold on. There we go. We look to the base of this is where things are coming from. All right. And this is where we're supposed to be focused on. I, Coco, am coming from a space of home, but I should be focused on my job, my career, my responsibilities, and my getting rid of fears, bringing it all in, and my resources that I have combined with other people. And so a kite is when you have this perfect trine where these 3 planets are all working together in the sign of air, and then they're pointing you in the right direction of use all these skill sets, like use these for your career, your job. I absolutely love this for you because whenever one is activated, it activates it, like it's like pinball machine where it sets off your whole chart that says, hey, don't forget, this is what our goal is. All right, I know that that's not your question, so I am going to pull that up because I know you asked about like partnership. So let's talk about that. But I really love your chart. Alrighty, let's see here. Okay, so you just had a Mars return. Oh, you're a Pisces rising. Oh, Coco, let me tell you. Okay, so you have two chart rulers. As a Pisces rising, watery, intuitive, psychic, emotional, feeling. Like literally, you walk into a room, big rooms are kind of a lot because you pick up on everybody's everything. You don't know whether it's theirs or yours. Like Pisces, they're usually these kind souls until they've been hurt and hurt and hurt, and then they have to learn how to put up shields and guards. And so, and you have your moon here, which probably, like, it usually tells me that you dream, you can probably astral travel, astral project, or like you do energy work, or you feel other people's energy, and you were born with it, so you don't realize that not everybody sees or does things like the way that you do. Let's take a look. I know you asked about partnership, and so your partnership is the house of Virgo, and so we look to where is Mercury at. Okay, there's this square. Okay, so we're looking at this opposition right here between, here's my home, trying to expand it, some crazy things going on there, scattered in different directions. Do I move? Do I stay here? Do I remodel? Like, what is going on at home? And then your career, and you're getting ready to have this, like you've just had this birthday, this solar return, and so happy birthday to that. And so the energy of the day of your birthday sets up your chart for the year. So if we were to do like a solar return reading, literally we would look to December 1st and say, where were all the planets? And then let's predict from there your entire year. Well, we know that you are going to want to continue the what is going on at home, and either expanding, moving, remodeling, working from home. Having Jupiter here in Gemini is like a lot of different things all at one time. The square comes with Saturn in the first house of, this is who I am, shielding yourself, putting barriers or boundaries around myself. Am I the bright, who I am showing the world? Is that, am I able to show a partner who I am for my career, my job, my responsibilities? I want to be authentic to me. And so that's what this square is. Because Mercury is your chart ruler for partnership, wherever Mercury is, that'll give you an idea. Because Mercury is stationed retrograde in your 10th house, look, the Cazimi is actually going to be happening tomorrow. When Mercury is retrograde, where is your Mercury? Hold on. Your Mercury is in Scorpio. Look, I like Mercury in Scorpio. You are intense, you are deep, you are, I'm going to say psychic, you are authentic and real, and you want everybody else to be that also. And you also don't like secrets. And so some people like to have their secrets. You want to know everything about that person. Because your Mercury is in the 9th house, I would say it's like meeting somebody who is foreign, not from here or a little bit further away, like a foreign people, places, and things. And so connecting with somebody who is not close to home or not from your area. Mercury is stationed retrograde in your 10th house. Are you going to meet them at work? Are you going to meet them as a result of they are your boss or you are their boss? When Mercury is retrograde, it brings people, places, and things back into your life. Mercury rules your home, your partnership sector. And so that's where you have the opportunity to meet these people. When Mercury moves into Capricorn, you will have the opportunity to meet people that are aligned. It's still going to be work. It's still going to be, and not only work, but like places that you go to connect up with, like it would be like a book club or like a bowling league, or like for me, it would be like a drum circle or a dog park, or uh, yeah, the person that you are going to most likely connect up with will not be like from your area, and it could be through airwaves, like through the internet, like and like a connection that way first, or through a course, a class, a workshop. Like the ninth house represents these cross cultural experiences that we have. It also is the study of religion and beliefs and philosophy, and it's taking a class and taking a workshop, or teaching a class, teaching a workshop. It is what you are doing while exploring, and so that's how you're going to meet your person. And so I'm hoping that that makes sense. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I do want to, I'm going to backtrack for just a second and give you just a little bit more, because Mars is going to be stationing retrograde this Friday. So this energy is building. You started a new Mars retrograde cycle. Literally, I would say go back and think about like 30 days ago what was going on in your life that you said, I'm going to think about me and children, creativity, tapping into my inner child. I'm going to focus on what brings me joy and pleasure. I need to do more of this. And then then Mars moved forward, and Mars went into your sixth house of your day-to-day habits, your mental health, physical health, spiritual health, alternative health care and healing practices, finding a balance between home and work. Mars is saying, refine this area of your life. And then Mars is going to go back into your fifth house and say, now let's refine this also. And then when Mars goes direct again, you're going to have another Mars return. That will be closer to the end of February, beginning of March. And that will be, no, it'll be closer to March. It'll be a time for you to reset for yourself, your goals for satiating your inner child. The fifth house is the house of affairs and lovers. And so this could have people swing back into your life. All right, Coco, I'm looking in here to see if there's anything else. Let's see. Oh, okay. There's one more thing I want to talk about. Just a little heads up, because it's going to be big for you. I want you to think back to September, October. The eclipses happened September and October. We started a new 18-month cycle. That 18-month cycle is going to be focused on you, Pisces, and Virgo. And so over the next 18 months, your north and south node are going to be shifting into who am I and who am I with partnership. And usually when the nodes shift into that over the next 18 months, it brings multiple partner opportunities, not just like, I don't want to just say like a marriage partner, but it can be friends. And because the seventh house is you plus everybody else, so best friends, significant others, clients. And so I'm not saying that like lots of partners can come to you, but I am saying that there will be options or opportunities for connections with other people over the next 18 months. It will be expanded, and you diving into who am I, stepping into your authentic self. I love the north node in Pisces. All right. Thanks, Coco. Thank you for trusting me. I greatly appreciate you being here. All right. Hey, Ellen. Okay. Let's see here. I already have your chart up and ready. I was waiting for you to log on. I know you said that you were going to be a smidgen later. Coco, I'm so glad. I'm sending out I heart you also. All right. All right. Ellen, let's talk. I know that, okay, so I sent you that email before we got started about, because you were wanting to know about the North Node, and with Aries and Neptune and Saturn meeting on top of your North Node. That's not even going to happen until, like, I looked ahead. It's not going to happen until, like, I wrote down the date for it. It's not going to happen for a while. Like, it's the North Node is going to be back in with Saturn and Neptune not until like 5 or 6 more months. What is going to happen is on January 4th, of 2025, January 4th, you are going to have an exact conjunction of your North, because I pulled up my notes. You are going to have an exact North Node. Are you talking about your nodal return? I'd like to understand North Node going back to my natal when Saturn. Okay, I think I understand your question now. I was reading into it. So let's talk about this. On January 4th, exactly on that day, your North Node will conjunct with, you're going to have a North Node exact. And so for me, I looked at your South Node more than I looked at your North Node. Knowing that the North Node is the direction you're going, I, Ellen, am going towards, this is going to be my last ditch effort to think about myself. Where do I want to go? What classes do I want to take? Where do I want to travel? I need to be thinking about me, totally about me. Up until January 4th, like, it's going to hammer it. Are you focused on religion and spirituality and expanding of your mind? The North Node is moving you towards quit putting yourself second fiddle to anybody else. The South Node is also going to be exact, and it's conjunct Jupiter. Jupiter in Gemini, in Libra. Libra is trying to find the balance between, like, people pleasing and saying yes and doing it, and how do I communicate it. Your third house being in Libra is the way that you talk, the way that you communicate, the way that you share these ideas, knowing that this will be the last conjunction for the next 18 years for you. As this happens, okay, so this will become exact on January 4th. Then, we're talking like weeks are going to go by. The first planet that's going to dip in, as a matter of fact, I talk about this in my 2025. So I'm going to back up because I want to tell you the whole story. Okay, so here's your nodes. And I want to talk about Pluto first. You just had in November Pluto dip into your 7th house of partnerships and relationships and contracts and negotiations, revamping everything for the next 20 years for you. So that's the first. In the end of 2024 and all of 2025, every single planet is going to change signs. So it's like a whole new you. So you're then going to have Neptune. Neptune is going to conjunct your North Node. When Neptune comes in contact with the North Node in Aries, I, me. These are my dreams, these are my thoughts, these are my beliefs, religion, I want to do this, and it blurs the lines. This is like going overboard. This is what I have to do. Next comes Saturn. Saturn is just like a couple weeks later. Saturn comes in and says, Neptune, seriously, let's put some limitations on this because we cannot avoid everything. So when Saturn comes in with Neptune, Saturn just brings in a structure in order for Neptune to build upon. Saturn just says, let's build it over time. Let's just not, let this stuff happen. Let's make a plan for it. Let's be organized. Let's be structured. And so truly, I see you as making a plan to say, I might want to travel there. I might want to study this. I want to have this published, or something that has to do with legal matters, or teaching something, or connecting with a foreign person. Like, this is when Neptune comes in here, this is falling in love with the idea of those things. Then when Saturn comes in, Saturn says, this is all beautiful, but we have to bring it down to earth. We have to have it be a little bit more solid and stable. At the same time, it's going to oppose your south node. I have to quit. I'm going to let go of doing everything closer to home. The south node in your third house is communicating and talking and traveling and taking classes and workshops. Everything is close to home. Jupiter in Libra wants to expand your connections with people. Libra is not the sign of connecting people for love. Libra is the sign of connecting people, places, and things for things other than love, like just connections in general. Now, along with this, Jupiter is going to dip into your 12th house. Jupiter is going to expand dreams, intuition, psychic ability, all of those things for you. Jupiter's going to stay here for a year. It's going to activate your moon, and it's going to really expand. If you thought your dreams were amazing, your intuition is going to be spot on, just spot on. And then right after Jupiter does, Uranus is going to go into your 11th house, and it'll be there for what I think like 13-15 years. And so this will revamp my goals, my networks, and like wherever Uranus is, we can never have a plan. And so for your career, things have been just like your responsibilities, it's like been crazy. And so literally every planet in your chart is going to be shifting next year, and the bigger part of it is going to happen in the first half. And so right now we are all buckling up for change, huge change. And so hopefully, Ellen, this makes sense. Yeah, a lot of travel. As a matter of fact, a lot of travel for you, and connection with others, unique friendships or partnerships or consultations or clients, because with Pluto here, Pluto says, like, whatever you're doing, let's transform it and let's make it better. So I'm excited for you, Ellen. Like, this is I'm excited for you. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you again. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. All right, NH, thank you for waiting. And for those of you who are ready for more, please, like, check out my Patreon, because then we're able to unmute, unmic, like show our picture and have really good conversations about things. I have a guest speaker that I'm going to be bringing for this next Tuesday's live, and it will be talking about, are you a star seed? What is a star seed? Understanding different types of, it's not just about tarot and astrology. I do all types of energy work, the Akashic records, past life regressions, all of these topics. And so, yeah, hopefully some of you join me there. All right, NH. First, I just want to pull up your chart and have a little looky-loo at it. Oh, Ellen, yeah, about the next couple of years. Where we are now, this will be, you know how like COVID changed everything? The end of 2024 and 2025 and beyond is going to be this huge transition, and then it's setting us up for like literally like a whole new world. I released my 2025, so yeah, hopefully you can check that out. Thanks, Ellen. I appreciate you giving me that shout out. All right, so NH. Ooh, Scorpio with Pluto there. I love all this. Okay. you have okay, so this, I'm going to bring this up. This is a square to the nodes. So I don't know how much you know about astrology, so I'm just going to tell it like a story. So it is believed, if you believe in past lives, that we come from our south node and we are working from that, and then we are moving towards our north node. We bring these gifts and opportunities and lessons from our past and we work on new things. You've chosen to come in with a square to your nodes. It's called a skip step or a misstep. And so I have one also. So when I speak, it's not like a negative thing, but it's a lesson thing. It means that every time that you decided to speed up some of your lessons and that you were going to condense them, and that every time something would activate your north or your south node, it would immediately cause tension to your sun and your Mercury in Libra in your 12th house. I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you because mine is a square to my sun also, which the sun in the 12th house, I feel you. Having the sun in the 12th house is hard because it is be seen and not heard. It's you having to do things behind the scenes, you not always getting credit for the things that you've done. And having your Mercury at 29 degrees in your 12th house, 29 degrees is an anaretic degree. You've done this lifetime with Mercury in Libra before. You just have to get it right in this lifetime. And so you set yourself up with these extra lessons, and that when communication becomes difficult, it becomes this tension point that you can work through it. And it doesn't always need to be at your expense. The 12th house is the hidden house. It's the house of secrets. It's the house of karma. It's the house of hospitalizations and rehab, and where we go to be alone, isolation. And so there's all these tendencies that will always creep up in your life that you will be working on in this life. And H, I'm working on you right now. You just said, did mine not go through? This is you, NH. I'm hoping that you know I'm talking to you. All right. Oh, and Ellen, sun in the 12th house. Right? You just don't get credit for stuff. You even work for the same company. I totally get it. Yeah. So NH having their sun and Mercury and Venus, anytime that you have 3 or more planets in a sign, it's considered to be a stellium, which means the energy is magnified. And so you've got this going on and you've got this going on, which this is a lot of the 12th house is being the hidden secret, be quiet, and the 3rd house is the house of communication and who you communicate with on a daily basis. All right, so let me pull up today's with this. NH, I'm hoping that you are with me and you see this. All right, so let's talk about, there we go. I think that once you understand your chart, then you understand, like now that you understand that you have some things in your 12th house and that you've got all this other stuff going on, it makes what's going on now a little bit easier of a pill to swallow. All right, so this is what I want to talk about right here. Remember how we talked about you having that square? Well, your north node is in your 4th house. I should be focused on home, my foundation, which your home, your living situation. Look, it's going to be unique. It's going to be not traditional. And your south node is, so when somebody has a south node in Leo, usually it means that they were somebody of royalty, or they were somebody who had money or excess of resources. And so in a past lifetime, this didn't go so well. You didn't use it to your best and highest ability, and things didn't go well. And so in this lifetime, you're bringing all those skill sets in with you of everybody used to listen to me. Why are they not listening to me now? This is what I'm saying. I know that this is right. And the North Node is, in this lifetime, I need to use those skills, but I need to use them for everybody, not just for myself. And the square comes from the 12th house. I believe in a past lifetime that you were of somebody of wealth, money, resources, or royalty, and that things went bad because of Mercury square in your 12th house. It was something of secrets. There was probably an imprisonment. There was probably isolation. It didn't go well. And so it was your demise. And so in this lifetime, you're going to do better. You're going to know better. You are going to be focused on creating this foundation of who do I trust? How do I trust? Using what your words are. Because Leo at the top, Leo is, look at me, see me, hear me roar. This is what I have to say. You're having to learn your voice again, and Mercury is going to square it every step of the way. And so is the sun. The sun is you. So when you use your voice for yourself, it will not always be heard. When you use your voice for others, it's like shouting it from the rooftops. So I'm hoping that this makes sense. Got it. Okay. Okay, thank you. Was going to resubmit. Okay, so it's Nelly. Oh, okay. So sorry. My husband wrote down NH. Oh, it's your YouTube name. So sorry. All right, so Nelly, I'm hoping that this makes sense because I want to go into it a little bit more, because this is not easy. Pluto is the planet of birth, death, and rebirth. He's the god of the underworld. We had to have somebody in charge of death. And so Pluto says, I'm going to come into your life, and he's going to stay in this area for the next 20 years, saying, I don't know what you got going on for your home, Nelly, but we're going to transform it. And it's not going to be traditional. It's going to be unique, and it's going to be perfect for you. Aquarius does not live by any rules or standards of anybody else. And that's where your North Node is. I need to be creating. Oh, you don't think it's your chart. Okay, let me 10:22, 8:19 a.m. Methuen, Massachusetts, 1990. Yeah, okay, so hold on. I have October 22nd, 1990, 8:19 a.m. Methuen, Massachusetts. Yeah, right? Is that right? Why do you not? Oh, do you not understand it because I have two charts together? Hold on. Let me make it one chart so you can see the one chart. Oh, it is your chart. You do see it now. There you go. It's okay. It's Mercury retrograde. It's okay. Oh, you were looking. Oh, okay. That's why I showed your chart first, and then I put the second layer on top of it. So I should have probably explained that. For anybody who is new here, let me just start off with how I do it. I usually start with the person's chart first, and then I just skim around it. And so I had Nelly's chart first, and then the second wheel now. So this wheel that goes around it, these are the transits that are activating your chart right now. So I'm hoping all of this is making sense to you. And it's totally okay. I completely understand. No. Okay, so I'm going to go back. And then you'll be able to go back and listen to all this. But I want to talk about one other thing that's going on in your life. This is the T-square. And I want you to notice this, okay? And this. Okay. You were listening to everything. Okay, so you've got it. Don't worry, I love you. It's all good. All right. So let's talk about this. This is an opposition. When two planets oppose each other, something has to give. And then the giveaway point is the square. These are in a square with Saturn. So I'm going to break it down. You have the Sun and Mercury sitting on top of your moon, like literally on top of your feelings, your intuitions. It's in your second house of money, resources, cash, property, skill set, salary. Like the second house is what you need in order to feel secure. So you've got this going on here with Mercury going backwards. Then you have opposite Jupiter sitting on top of your Mars in your 8th house of shared resources, my cash, my property that is tied up with other people, my investments, alimony, debt, child support, wills, money that comes to you, investments in people, places, and things. And so Jupiter's retrograde, Mercury's retrograde, and so there's this tension of, where's my money? Do I feel secure? What about my salary, my belongings? And then you've got Jupiter here having you to go back over anything that you have invested in other people, places, and things. This could be with an ex. This could be with a business partner. This could literally be like taxes or debt. And so it's sitting on top of your Mars, which is retrograde. You were born with Mars retrograde. And so it's saying, what do I cut? What do I remove? What is going on? How do I make this happen? The square, the giveaway point, is Saturn in your 5th house. The 5th house represents children, childlike behavior, your inner child, where I take a risk. It's lovers, it's play, it's joy. The 5th house represents all topics of what makes me feel good. And so you're focused on you and investments and things with other people. And the giveaway is, I need to bring more fun, joy, and pleasure into my life. Is there a problem with a child? Is there a problem with a lover? Is there some kind of tension that goes along with, okay, so the 5th house is gambling. The 5th house is like risk taking, like real estate, things like that. And so there's this tension point. So it's leading you up to, you're going to be having this aha moment. It's like things will be crystal clear tomorrow, as in I need to look over some things and I need to have a strategy of what I'm going to do. The 5th house can also represent where we have a side gig and I want to make money from this. And so you are looking, you're strictly looking at your money and your money that's tied up, or your investments that are tied. The 8th house, I'm going to add one more layer to it. It's the house of deep psychological connection and healing. It's also the house of taboo topics and sex. And it's the house of, I need to bring that up. We need to talk about that. I need to, like, we have to unveil those secrets. The secrets have to come out. And so this could be uncovering some hidden secrets, and then how do I heal from it? And this could be, I don't know if you're in a partnership. Okay, hold on, I'm going to read. I was listening to everything. Okay, I feel it. Managing your own money. Yes. Paying off debt. Yes. And yes, you're a single mom for 9 years, just working. Oh my, yes, you do need creative relief. So let's talk about that creative relief, because you have, this tension. I'm going to remove this. Hold on. This tension is going to magnify until Christmas. It's just going to be building of, I have to pay off this. I have to pay off this. I want to, and I want to understand where this fear comes from. I want to understand, does this fear of partnership stop me from reconnecting with somebody else? Does this fear of spending my money or paying off money? The 8th house and the 5th house square is going to deal a lot with internal, that people will not be able to see it, with you dealing with cutting through, removing fear of things that are holding you back, or things that are that have been a secret. This could be like one generation passed down to another, or between you and like a partnership, or you, something that has been coveted, like you and a family member. I do want to bring up, okay, I'm glad everything is spot on. I want to bring up one more thing. Mars. I'm bringing this up because it's going to be on top of your south node. Mars is, remember how I said it was the god of war, the like you and a shield and a sword. Mars on Friday is going to say, and now I'm going to start cutting away, cutting back. Mars at the top of your chart, cutting back, could be you cutting back on work, or like work cutting down on your hours. It's cutting, severing, removing things that are in your way. It's a south node. It's letting go of something that no longer serves you. This could be letting go of, I would like to not think of your job or of cutting things at your job, but it absolutely could be. Mars is then going to dip back into your ninth house, where it's going to be foreign people, places, and things. It'll be, do I have to go back and take that class again? Do I take that workshop again? Do I travel there? Like, what does that mean? I'm hoping all of this makes sense. Oh, you want to go into a different industry. Look, the option is going to be available. It's definitely going to be available to you. You had, when Mars goes back into Cancer, I believe it'll be in January. I don't have my notes with me for the exact date, but this will be traveling somewhere, retaking a class, retaking a workshop, like doing something to redo my skills. Along with that, I want you to think back to September, October. September, October, you started having eclipses dipping into your 5th house and your 11th house, which is, it could be starting a side gig, something that has to do with children, creativity, bringing a lover into your life, bringing more pleasure and joy into your life. And you, over the next 18 months, saying, I have worked like a dog, and now I'm going to get everything in order so I can spend the next 18 months working on fun, joy, and pleasure. I'm hoping all of this makes sense, NH. All right. All right, Nellie. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And look, Pluto and Scorpio, hard aspect. This is a trauma signature. So as a Scorpio rising, I am sending you a big fat hug, because you don't tell everybody how rough things can be. You just kind of stoically do it. And so, sending you a big fat hug, Nellie. All right. Let me see who is next in the queue. All right. Adriana. What a beautiful name. My daughter's name is Brianna, but love that. All right. Thanks, NH. Yeah, I know you're a vault. You've had to be. All right, Adriana. Let's see. I appreciate everybody waiting here. And there we go. All right. Let's see. Adriana. Oh, you got a lot of Libra energy. How's your last year and a half been, Adriana? Like, that's a lot. That is Pluto, Venus, Mars, Sun, Moon, and Uranus. The last year and a half of your life has been really... So if we were to go back, literally 18 months, all of that energy has been activated, like, by the North and the South node. And it's been all about, who am I, Adriana, and who am I in partnership? How do I take care of myself and not become the slave to everybody else? Having this much Libra energy in your 6th house is difficult. It's a blessing, but it's also difficult. The blessing is you always see every different side to everything. You were born naturally beautiful. Look, Sun in Libra is, they're just beautiful babies. They usually don't wear makeup. They're just naturally beautiful. And having this much energy is, you can become a people pleaser and not know the word no, because you're always trying to balance. Remember, you are the scales, balance everybody. And so this opposes your wound, which occurred at around, oh, you have a Brianna too. See, that's my daughter. Yeah. Okay, so I'm so sorry. I got sidetracked. So all of this energy opposes your wound. So I want you to think back to like 21, 22, 23. That's when like some things were activated within you. And so these eclipses of like literally the last 18 months of your life have really had you to dig deep into who am I and healthy boundaries with other people. So I'm hoping all of that makes sense. Let's dive into right now with what's going on. So Adriana, thank you for trusting me. I greatly appreciate you being here. And let's see. So I want to talk about this right here, because this is the T-square that's been building, and it's setting us up for the rest of December. So you have Jupiter in your second house sitting on top of your south node. And so Jupiter brings abundance. And so this can be, I want to buy extra things, or I'm purchasing extra things. Yeah, emotionally a roller coaster. Yep, because Jupiter wants to expand your money, your skill set, your talents. This is like buying things, impulse buying. Now, the Sun and Mercury are opposing it in your 8th house. Like literally, the 8th house is the house of debt. It's the house of shared resources. It's the house of alimony, and it's the house of sexuality. It's the house of diving into things and healing and renewing ourselves from them. These two are opposing. What is mine? What is mine with somebody else? This could be with a business partner. This could be with a life partner, or this could be your investments, or this could be something that's willed to you. The second house is, what do I need in order to feel secure? The 8th house is where everything is tied up or wrapped up with other people. The T-square comes out with Saturn in Pisces on top. So you're having, what is it, Jupiter square Jupiter? Yeah. So the T-square comes up with your 11th house of, these are my goals, my hopes, my wishes, my dreams. These are the people that I want to network with in order to further my career, my job. These are the people that I connect up with because it brings me joy, either through volunteering or through networking, collaborations. And so these two areas of your life are at odds right now, and it's going to come out through the Saturn in Pisces. Saturn wants you to build something that is sustainable and lasting over a longer period of time. It's about slowing down and creating this foundation. And so I'm going to back this up so you can see it all, because I want to continue the story. Tomorrow, the Sun and Mercury are going to combine together. They're going to, so they call it combust, or in the heart of. And so when the Sun is in Mercury, it's like, oh, I get it. I now have this idea. This is a solution to get me through this difficult time. An opposition and a square are to create these difficult tension points in our life that push us, they force us to change, because without them, we would not change. And so the Sun and Mercury is going to be together saying, I need to shift this money over here. I need to pay off this. I need to get creative with my money and my resources. I need to get creative with the people that I am the closest to. Now, that'll be the positive. Well, okay, let me back up one more. That's going to be the positive that's going to come from this. Then, Friday, the Mars is going to station retrograde in your house of home. This could be going back and forth with selling a home, remodeling a home, cutting away, removing something, getting rid of stuff. Like literally, it's going to go back through your fourth house and into your third house. Then, let me back this up. Then, the rest of the month, this tension is going to continue to build. What is mine? Is it making money? Do I feel secure? Do I feel comfortable? Do I feel valued? Do I feel loved? Because the eighth house is the house of secrets. It's the house of like of where we have these commitments. It's the house of privacy, of where we connect up with people and we do things in private. It's like sex, or it's like taboo topics that people just don't bring out. And so this is on top of your north node. I have to be able to talk about these things. I have to be able to broach these things, whether it's through counseling or speaking to somebody, or somebody in money management. We have to bring this up. And so the tension will come between groups and networks and places that you want to go and do things, because the 11th house is, these are my dreams. If I invest this money or if I pay off these bills, I'm going to be able to do this. That's the positive that's going to come from this. I'm hoping all of this makes sense. Emotional role. I have some investments, hoping it goes well. I hope it goes well also. You're going to be having the eclipses just activated your fifth house starting this last September, October, having you focus on truly bringing more fun, joy, and pleasure in your daily life, and the people that you connect up with, the people that you align with, broadening your social circle. And it could be for business or it could be for pleasure, but for the next 18 months, really broadening those areas of your life. All right. Thank you, Adriana. I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. All right. Let's see. Hey, Dahlia. Hi. Yep, I am still live. I am going to be doing taco next. So glad you are here. Thank you, Adriana. And give your Brianna a big hug. All right. You know, I think I have worked with taco before. The name, or, okay, I don't know. I could be losing it. Oh, I have. Okay. I don't remember. So the good part is once I'm done with a chart, like literally I'm done, and then I don't take notes on it or remember it from one point to another. So it's kind of like Groundhog Day. I got a lot going on up there in my head. Orlando. Hey, we're kind of near each other right now. I'm in Florida right now. I'm in Lake Worth. At least for the next month. All right. Only once before. Yes. All right, Taco. So let's take a look. Let me pull this over and let's see. Oh, you're in Naples. Oh, lucky dog. I would love to be on the Gulf. So my daughter is down here. And we told our daughter, if you stay in Florida, then we will continue to see you down here. She needs to stay down here. Let's see. I love all this. It's a huge opposition in a square. Okay, so let me pull up a double chart and take a look. Oh, yeah, aside from the hurricane. Right? Yeah, hurricane, tornadoes, like there's a lot going on down here. There's just a lot. And I had somebody just recently say something about, they made a comment in one of my videos about, it's so cold, why are you wearing short sleeves? Because it's friggin' hot where I'm at, right here. Yeah. All right, sending you big hugs, Adriana. Thank you. All right, so Taco, let's talk about you. I want to talk about the energy of today and like walk you through this week. So Saturn is in a square with, oh, that's sitting right here on top of here. All right, so you have Jupiter expanding everything to do with home, but things being scattered. This is like multiple homes, multiple projects, multiple things, all kinds of things going on all at the same. Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Um, I would love to say that I'm going to tell you that things are going to get better, but it's going to be not this week. And then it's going to be, there's going to be good sandwiched into like that Christmas Eve time is going to be a little difficult. So let me walk you through it and tell you like the good, the bad, the ugly. I have Pluto in the first house, so it's going to be all truth. So you have Jupiter. Jupiter is one of your chart rulers, so you have to follow Jupiter and Neptune wherever it is. Oh, you're moving out of your lease down here and going to Destin on the 8th. Like on the 8th of December? Oh, okay. Right after. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Scattered. That makes so much sense. All right. So let's talk real. Jupiter is retrograde. Jupiter wants to expand everything, but retrograde is I cannot get a handle on things. It's in the sign of Gemini. It means I have so many balls in the air that some of them are going to drop. And so then we have the Sun and Mercury up at the top of your chart, literally sitting on top of your Saturn. Saturn in Sagittarius is I want to have a plan. I want to be organized. I don't need to know everything that's out there, but there has to be something, like there has to be a strategy. You have Mercury currently retrograde also. Like all these planets are going back. They're saying, and so Mercury retrograde is, thoughts, ideas, communication, travel mishaps, hiccups, contracts, negotiations, everything that has to be signed. I don't not do those things. I just expect hiccups. Like, I know that life has to go on. It's just that I am slow and cautious about it. Like every time I'm putting in somebody's name, I'm double and triple checking because it's Mercury retrograde and I'm ruled by Mercury. And so you being ruled by Jupiter and Neptune, wherever Jupiter is at, it's like your ruling planet. It wants to, you want to be a part of everything and you want to expand and be happy, and then there's life. And so you've got this opposition here, and the opposition of I'm trying to focus on my career, my responsibilities, the legacy, the job, everything that I want to do, and the T square, the branch where it pops out of, is you. It's you having to say, is this authentically what I want to do? Is this where I want to go? Does this represent me? I'm ever changing, evolving, growing. Pisces is very watery and does not like restrictions. Pisces wants to flow from one thing to another. Saturn does not. Saturn wants to build bridges and dams and things around it. And so it's going to force you, like this is going to be a month. Okay, let's talk about why. So I've told you the T square of all this opposition that's going on. This is not going to go away. This is actually going to be building. There's going to be, from now until December 24th, this squares are tension points, tense, extreme tense points about home. What does home look like? This could mean like wherever you're going may not be the final resting place for you. There might be like, I know that you said you were moving, but there like things might happen that there could be a hiccup or not be able to get in when you're supposed to get in, or something else could happen between now and the December 24th. And so it'll be a transition. Let me add to that. This Friday, Mars is going to station retrograde. Mars is the planet of action, passion, desire, and wants to, oh, you're staying in an Airbnb. Yep. Okay. Yep. I see it. I see it. All right, so let's walk you through it then. All right, Mars, this Friday, Mars wants to cut, sever, remove, and it's going to be going backward in your 6th house of your day-to-day habits. How can I create, how do I take care of myself? How do I, the 6th house is the balance between home and work. Yeah, retrograde in your 6th. Okay. The 6th house is mental, physical, spiritual, health, well-being. It's also pets. So if you have pets, it could be, I don't like Mars retrograde in the 6th house with pets because sometimes it means rehoming and things like that. But let's focus on the positive. Having Mars go back retrograde in your 6th house is, I own these habits. I've done this and I have to get rid of this bad habit. I have to take better care of my health. It wants to cut and remove things that are not in your best interest. And so it will remove any obstacles that are blocking you from healthy lifestyle. This could be alternative healthcare and healing practices, and you saying, okay, I don't have the best of insurance, and so what am I going to look at? So for me, that would be like a chiropractor, cupping, acupuncture, tuning forks, meditation, yoga, tai chi, qigong, like all these things that I can do on my own while I'm traveling because I don't have access to my home medical. I do have like all my vitamins and supplements, but this is you saying I have to take initiative over my health because things are going to be changing. Oh, good. You're going to be quitting smoking, starting a huge diet, exercise. Oh, gosh. Okay. So that's going to be going on over the next 4 months. This is not going to be a one and done. Mars is going to look and say what needs to be cut and severed one thing at a time. Then when Mars moves direct at the beginning or like this, January, February, March of next year, this will be initiating things that you want to do for fun, joy, and pleasure. It could actually initiate partnership, like a lover or you doing things for fun and joy and pleasure. I think that we have, it's a welcome lifestyle. It will be a welcome lifestyle change. We did talk that you were having a nodal return, I think. And so I'm hoping all of that. Okay, I want to add one more thing before I get off here with you. I want you to think back to September, October, because the eclipses are first activated who you are and partnership. And so this node is going to be moving into Pisces, and this node is going to be moving into Virgo. Virgo is structured, detailed, organized, partnership, significant other, clients, best friends, like you saying, I need to be focused on these things. I need to get organized. Like I cannot be doing all of this. The North node moving into your first house of self is I need to be more in alignment with who I am, where I want to go, and what do I want to do, goals that I want to set. When the North node, so I would think that these health things started for you in September, October, because the North node moving into the first house is all about you, mind, body, spirit. I need to be in alignment. And so for the next 18 months, you working on you. I love this. All right. Thank you, Taco. Thank you for being here. Sending out a big hug. Good luck on that journey. I love that for you. All right. Well, everybody, I greatly appreciate all of you being here tonight. Hopefully you check out my Patreon. I am going to be doing, I've got a guest speaker coming on. She's going to be talking and sharing more about like star seeds. I talk more than astrology and tarot on the channel, but check it out. Sending out air hugs. Hopefully you sign up for my newsletter, and if you're looking for any astrological gifts or gift certificates, I'm your gal. All right, see ya.